That was I believe it was a Sunday, right? I got the case on Monday, and then I don't think I don't know the exact date, but I went the first step I did was I went to go interview Miss Janice at her house.
Um, when you interviewed her at her house, did you have a body cam on?
Yes,
So we have a recording of that interview.
yes.
Did you interview her any more times subsequent to that?
No, sir.
Um, did she sound believable?
She did.
At no point did she seem aloof or like she was making it up?
No, sir.
Did she give you a description of the gun that was held to her head?
I don't recall. I don't recall.
Okay. Did she report to you anything that was stolen?
No, no, sir. Nothing was stolen.
Okay. So that means that would, okay, no, not like that. So nothing being stolen, and did she allege that she invited the defendant to come and pick up the monies owed, or did he just randomly pop up there asking for money?
I don't remember if she said that she had invited you or the defendant. I'm sorry. But I know that whenever the defendant got there, the work had still not been finished. And so I think the defendant got there in anticipation that, hey, the job should be finished by now and I can collect. And unfortunately, Miss Janice just kind of sat there and said no, and um, would not give the money or pay the defendant.
Okay. Um, that's testify. So so that would make it seem as if the defendant just randomly went up here on Sunday demanding money, correct? Is that how
No,
she makes it seem to you?
I didn't get that impression. I didn't get the impression that the defendant just like popped up out of nowhere. I believe the defendant probably, now I can't speculate, but I'm guessing the defendant probably thought that the work was done and could collect, and but apparently the work wasn't. And Miss Janice was just very black and white and said, "I'm not paying until," and she would not relent.
Did Miss Janice um relate to you any of the events of the night that the defendant stopped working for her?
Um, Other than no, the only thing that was that I recall is that she had talked about at the end of the night, the defendant had asked for payment for I believe, 2 days that he had worked, right? 2 days he had worked
I can't help you.
uh, uh, for the amount of work that he had already done. He asked for payment for the money for the work that he had already done for her, but she refused, um, and said that she said had already told the defendant, "I won't pay until this job is complete."
I want to offer a statement that might make you recollect that time right there a little better. Do you recall whether or not the defendant asked for a portion of his pay or the entire amount on the end of the second day?
And Judge, I'm object to that. This is calling for hearsay evidence. It's what other witnesses have said, as well as speculation.
He's who
All
that
right,
was.
excuse me. If you would repeat your question, please.
My question is, do you recall whether Ms. Janice, the supposed victim, said that the defendant asked for a portion of his pay or the entire amount?
All right, that objection will be sustained.
Um, so how long have you been a detective?
14 years.
14 years. In 14 years, have you ever seen alleged victim misidentify her suspect?
Yes.
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 What would be a cause for that?
Shock, mistake of fact, um, just there's a whole lot of reasons people mistake. I mean, people have come up to me in the store and asked me if I was somebody else, you know, and
Happens to
so
me all the time, too.
so if you're trying to identify, it's a photo lineup is not an easy way to identify somebody. I personally prefer a better way, but
So, in the event of such a misidentification, which has the ramifications of prison and how serious it is, once that is proven to be a misidentification, what kind of position does that put the alleged victim in the eyes of the detective?
Well, I mean, it all depends on the person. If
Well, you specifically, how would you feel?
well, it made me think about today. It made me think about what was going to be like in court. But I don't know how Miss Janice misidentified the other James Ross. The other James Ross is, I think there's a 2-year difference in age. I don't know how she did that or why she did that, but
Okay, let me stop you. I don't mean to be rude, so please forgive me, but
no.
would it lend to the credibility or reliability of her testimony or her statement at all, being that she misidentified the person that allegedly robbed her?
I don't think it would affect her credibility. I mean, not in my book. I don't think because she picked the wrong picture that she's lying about everything that happened or anything that happened.
She was offered a single photo,
Right.
not a lineup.
Correct.
So
well, and so
it wasn't dark either.
Right.
When she was.
Judge, that's defendants testifying about events.
Sustained.
And Judge, we'd ask that the jury be instructed to disregard the last question.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're instructed to disregard the last question. All right, you may continue.
On June 1st at 1749, what time is that? What time is 1749?
5:49 p.m.
So at June 1st, that time of year, at that time, what would the natural environment be like?
Plenty bright still, right?
Okay. 1749 is when the first where the second police call was made for 911. So when she was interviewed and picked the wrong suspect, allegedly, it was broad daylight, correct?
Excuse me. I don't know about that. I believe night CID comes on at 7. So it would have been an hour later, and then by the time they got out there, because that's way out I-10 and De Zavala. And by the time they get there from downtown, it could have been a minute. I'm sure it was still daylight. I don't know how bright it was.
Now, when you were made aware that nothing was stolen and nobody was injured, why did you still proceed forth with?
Because if I walk into a bank and demand money and they just close the windows and I walk out without money, that doesn't mean that the robbery wasn't, the intent wasn't there.
That's fair. but the facts that the defendant was in her employ, does that not lend to the fact that it wasn't a theft? Because if he's owed monies and he's instructed to come and collect a certain day payday.
Yes, unfortunately, that becomes a civil matter. And so, like, I have a friend who is
So my question now is, if it becomes a civil matter, how is this aggravated robbery?
when a weapon is involved, it's no longer civil. And when you violate criminal law, then that's whenever we have to step in. I have a friend who is a plumbing master plumber. He had done a job that contracts and everything at a brand new building.
Okay, I gotta stop you right there, sir. I'm sorry. We gotta
That's all right.
Can I see that, please? And can we enter in evidence for you? You're welcome. When Mr. Roth came to interview with you, how do I do? Your Honor, I would like to enter this wallet into evidence as an exhibit. How do I? Okay. Do you remember the day when the defendant came to interview with you?
Yes.
Okay, when he interviewed with you, did he seem like he was, did it all make sense and he was trying to get this, behind him, or or did it seem like he was trying to get away with something?
He seemed very rational. He seemed very calm. He seemed very polite. He didn't seem he didn't act shady. He was very believable.
Forthcoming?
Yes.
Did he have in his possession, when he came to interview with you, what he claims he had in his possession when he was at the shop?
I think so. I think the state asked me that, and I wasn't sure. I wasn't completely sure. I thought he had shown me like a silver wallet or something, and yeah.
Okay. Are you aware of how many people have been killed by police officers under the guise of reaching for their phone?
I'm not aware of how many. I don't know the number, but I do know that it happens.
Happens, and the officer is said to fired his weapon, killing the suspect, and he pleads that this phone was a weapon, correct?
Correct. He believed it was a firearm. The phone was a firearm. The whatever object was in his hand was a firearm.
Right. And that's happening all over the country.
Yes.
In alarming rates. And people are dying because these officers are assuming.
Judge, we're getting into the defense testifying again.
Sustained.
Would you remember that object if it was shown to you?
Yes, I possibly.
Okay. Is this, Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
Judge, I would like to see the object that he's approached the witness with. Judge, we asked for the relevance of this object. It's I saw him pulling it out of a fresh wrapper. So, is this yours or?
No, this is not mine. And this is
Right.
exactly
The objection will
like
be overruled. You can approach the witness.
Thank you. Do I? Please. We'll call this defendant's exhibit number one. Number one. Okay. When the defendant came to interview with you, do you recall what he had as being that?
I believe it was something like this. I couldn't tell you if this was the exact one, but it was something it was something like this.
And would you consider this to be like a credit card wallet
Right.
with a money clip on it?
Yes, sir.
Judge, I'm gonna have to object. The defendant is showing and publishing to the jury an item that is not yet admitted into evidence. He's not laid the predicate for it, and he has no foundation to show it to the jury or ask any further questions of this witness about it.
All right. The objection will be sustained. Is that being offered into evidence or is it being offered as demonstrative?
It's being offered in the evidence.
All right, then the objection to the state's objection then will be sustained.
If you were called to a scene as an officer and for a disturbance and you were alerted that there's a weapon on the scene and you came to that scene and you seen, you know, two people arguing and one had this in his hand and his argument as talking to the other in the argument, would you feel like that's a weapon?
I feel like it could be used as a weapon. I wouldn't say that I would immediately feel it was a gun, but just about anything could be used as a weapon.
Right, but
Would I think it's a pistol?
yes.
Possibly.
Okay. This could possibly, from your vision afar approaching the scene, seem like, would you liken this to like a revolver?
I don't know that anybody's ever pointed a wallet at somebody though.
Right. Of course. No, I like, and it'd be considered a gun. Right. Okay. So I want to just go back a little bit. So the defendant willingly and even eagerly asked to come and interview with you.
Correct.
Okay. When he came, was he alone?
No, his neighbor brought him.
Okay. And do you recall how? I'm sorry. You know what? Thank you for coming. I'll rest now, but I would like to preserve this witness also, Your Honor.
All right. Any other question?
Few questions, Judge.
Yes.
Mr. Ross, can I see that silver? Thank you. All right. Detective, may I approach the witness, Judge?
Yes.
May I use the well, Judge?
Yes.
All right. Detective, from here, the way I'm holding this, does it look like a firearm?
No, sir.
What about now?
No, sir.
What about now?
Yeah, it's a little different.
Okay. If I hold it like this, does it look like a firearm?
It could be.
How far away am I from you right now?
I guess about 20 feet.
Okay. May I approach you?
Yes.
And I'm just gonna make
No,
contact
that's
with
fine.
you.
That's fine.
So if I put the gun to your head like so, I'm sorry, the wallet to your head, does it look like a firearm to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about, does it feel like a firearm?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's metal. It's something metal on my head that doesn't go
Okay.
there.
Okay. But if I pull it out and put it to your head like this, could you see that it was a firearm before I put it to your head?
No, sir.
Okay. What about when I'm coming up to you and I'm putting it under your chin? Could you be able to tell it was a firearm then?
No, sir.
Okay. When you were talking to, thank you, by the way. When you were talking to the witnesses about whether a firearm was involved, were they adamant about it?
Yes, sir.
Did they all have a similar description of that firearm?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And defense exhibit 1 is not the object that you saw that day during the interrogation or during the meeting.
I don't remember. I remember seeing, I believe he had like a credit card what do they call it? Credit card holder, but I don't remember like
Okay.
exactly.
And let me ask you regarding the misidentification. Did you act on the identification of one witness or 3?
3.
And they all identified the same person?
Yes, sir.
And they all said he acted with a firearm?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll pass the witness, Judge.
Any further questions?
Not this time, Your Honor.
All right. All right, thank you. The rule has been invoked. You're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone or view anything about this case until the conclusion of this case.
Yes, sir.
Just make sure you